Welcome everybody to Somewhere in Vegas here on Spreaker.com. I'm Mark with the Q. I'm your host. We have two really talented actors slash musicians on. A little bit later on we'll have Sam Clark, who is a very talented musician who also stars in one of his first feature films, Tell Me I Love You, which is currently on demand. And we'll have him in just a bit, but first. My guest at this time is a very talented musician and currently has a new movie out called Mighty Oak. You guys going to be able to check that out in drive-in movie theaters, because yes, drive-in movie theaters are still there, and a few select theaters that are going on. Hopefully, this will be on demand relatively soon. How you doing, Tommy?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I mean, it's kind of crazy. I think this is your first feature film, correct?
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yeah.
And I mean, how's it been for you to be able to be on a film? I know you've been on stage as part of the School of Rock musical, being on stage, but obviously being in front of the camera is a lot different.
Yeah, it is. It's like a dream come true. I mean, all this feels unreal. That I'm in a movie. It just really, I mean, I'm really proud of myself, and I'm really excited that I've got the opportunity to be able to do this.
Yeah, was there, were there a little bit nervous the first time that you came on set?
Yeah, I was. I mean, I was a little bit nervous, but also I had practiced acting a lot, so I felt pretty confident. But with all the huge stars on set, I definitely felt nervous. But they were all so kind that it just made me feel at home.
Well, speaking of that, I mean, you have some really talented actors, some hugely talented actors behind you on this movie. I mean, did you learn a lot from them in terms of your acting?
Yeah, I mean, I did. Watching them, and they'd help me too. They didn't help me a lot, because I mean they did help me a lot, but I felt like I practiced the acting a lot and with the director and everything, so I felt like I was pretty confident in my acting, but also at the same time, I still have a lot to learn, and they really helped me learn a lot of stuff, or give me tips, and yeah, I mean, it's just great. I'm just grateful to have those people on set and help me.
Yeah, like you said, it's a lot different for you to come from a stage background and a music background to a big movie set like this as well. And acting was obviously a big part of that transition as well. I mean, what did you take from a lot of your stage acting skills coming into a movie like this? Were there things that there skills that you taken from from the stage to get you through this movie?
It's very different. Like on School of Rock, which is like a musical, it's very much more animated, and in a movie, it's supposed to be as real as possible. So it took a while. I mean, it took a while to adjust to that, but like I said, I did a lot of work before to make sure that I felt confident in my skills, and that I felt confident that I could do a good job on this movie.
And I mean, like I said, the cast is just absolutely amazing for this, as well as everything. When you first got the script, what was your thoughts on the story?
I thought it was awesome. It's a really heartwarming story, and I love the writing. The guy who wrote the script is really nice. Yeah, I mean, I just loved everything about it.
Did you see a lot of yourself in the script, and a lot of yourself in the character?
Yeah, I do. It's I mean, we're the same age, but in a way, I feel like he's a movie version of me.
Yeah. Now, yeah. Was this a situation where you had to audition for the role, or was it something that was offered to you?
I had to audition.
And was it, how was it to audition for the role and all that as well? Were you kind of nervous going in?
Not really. Well, pretty much the director and the director and the writer saw me, and and I guess they enjoyed my music and stuff, and they thought I was they believed in me, and I think they kind of they kind of like they gave me a private audition, and they kind of made the character a little bit like me, because actually some like my music is in the movie and stuff too, for like what Oak plays, like, and the band what they play. So I think they kind of tried to shape the character around me. But I mean, like once I got the role, like I was lucky that I got a private audition. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to be able to be able to have the writer and the director have your back on set. They want to make sure that this is a great job as well. Tell me a little bit about your musical background. How did you get started in music, and how early did you start playing?
So I started when I was 6, and I saw this guy, Cody Lovath. I met him when I was 6 at a Taylor Swift concert, or I was 5. I was about to turn 6, and I met him at a Taylor Swift concert, and he's a great musician. He's doing really well right now. And yeah, he was so awesome and inspired me to start playing, and I kind of just went from there. And there are a lot of other people that have inspired me to keep going and pursue this as a career. But that's pretty much the start of everything.
And I mean, is guitar the only instrument you know? Have you been learning any other instruments at all?
Yeah, I've learned a little bit of piano. I'd say like guitar is my main instrument, definitely. But yeah, I've learned a little bit of piano, and I hope to learn more piano.
About how many guitars do you own?
A lot. I own a lot. My sister plays guitar too, so we all 20. 20 maybe. That's a lot. Wow. Yeah, we have 20. That's like around that. That's pretty crazy. I feel like so grateful. Just like looking at these guitars in my room, it just makes me feel like I'm the luckiest kid alive.
And a question I like to ask a lot of musicians is that have you ever named any of your guitars at all?
Yeah, I named one. I'm pretty sure I named one like Timmy or Timmy Turner or something. I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah.
But that's only one, not much though.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of musicians right now don't name their instruments, but they used to do that a lot more often when they kept their instruments a lot longer. I think a lot of people have like yourself 20 guitars or whatever. I know they say that the reason why they have so many different guitars is because obviously there's a different sound to each one of them, and each one has a specific character into itself in terms of the way kind of things are feeling. Is that the same with you? Obviously, certain guitars are a little bit different and sound a little bit different. And more importantly, was it a lot of your own guitars on set for this movie?
Yeah, there's some of my own guitars I have to borrow stuff, but not all of them. Well, actually, Taylor gave us some guitars, like the brand Taylor. They gave some guitars for Mighty Oak, so I was pretty fortunate. And yeah, so they're really great guitars, so I'm glad that we used those for the movie. But they gave us like 4 guitars, so most of those were just Taylor guitars. But I think there might have been a few. Yeah, there were a few that were mine, or that were my family.
With the new ones, I mean, obviously, did you get to keep them?
Yeah, I did. Wait, yeah, I did. Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's kind of crazy just to see how many people are on set or a part of this. I mean, the Pennavegas, who are very super talented, Alexa in particular, Spy Kids, obviously, and Raven Simone, who's part of the Disney family as well. I mean, having acted with a lot of these people that have been on probably some of the TV shows and movies that you've seen, were you kind of a little starstruck going on set?
It was kind of like the opposite. Actually, like I watched the movies after I met them. Like with Carlos, I met him and I became close with him. Like we became friends. And then he was like, "Hey, like you should watch Big Time Rush. I think you'll like it." And I didn't really look at it as like I joked at him was like he's my friend and he's on this TV show. So I mean, I think it would have been the same because they still would have. I mean, I all really great on set, even though they are pretty famous.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, a lot of these people tend to be a little bit down to earth. I mean, it's great to be able to hear stories of these people. People sometimes think that actors are really divas and uptight, but quite a few of them are just like normal folk like everybody else. So it's great to be able to hear that.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
I think.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think that what?
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think that a lot of I think that some people are, but most of them are really nice, and I guess sometimes they're just misunderstood, and people kind of make opinions about them before they even know them.
Yeah, and I wanted to mention. I mean, with you, I mean, with being able to play and be so talented, have you been writing any music as of late?
As of lately, not. I mean, a little bit, not a lot. I feel like a lot of not all, but I feel like a lot of musicians have been kind of feeling a little bit uninspired at these times because of everything that's going on. But I've been trying. I've been over Zoom, calling my musician friends. Even last night, this guy Eddie Allen, who actually has music in the movie, from Fashion Jackson, is that's the band he's in, and we just made some music yesterday. So yeah.
I think sometimes, this is an opportunity for us to be able to have our voices heard. I mean, sometimes in the midst of chaos, some of the best music come out. I mean, if you look back to the 60s, you could see all the protest songs. And a lot of the musicians really did have very deep songs that you may not think are about, the chaos in the world, but they are. So hopefully that actually inspires you to be, look towards venting that that energy towards a positive light. So hopefully that ends up happening. And do you keep keep ideas in your head? Because I know sometimes a lot of musicians tell me this, is that they'll be on a plane or something, and they'll have an idea for a song or a lyric or maybe a tune in their head that they have as well. I mean, do you keep a notebook, or do you on your phone, do you keep notes once in a while for the things that may have popped in your head?
Yeah, I use just my voice memos on my phone quite a lot whenever I have ideas. And that, I probably have hundreds of them. The problem with that, though, is that I'm never going to be able to find them. After, because I get so many sometimes.
Well, the good news with that is the fact that you could probably, go back and, listen to some stuff that you have on your phone, and, maybe it's not, honestly percolating, but maybe the idea isn't thought out yet, and, at least at this time, because I know quite a few musicians also are they'll have stuff in the, in their files, and they're like, it's not ready yet. And they'll sometimes forget about it, and then they'll go back and look back in their files, and they'll find it again and realize that they can do something with it. So if I had any advice from a lot of musicians that I've interviewed, is that sometimes even a little idea doesn't have to be right for the time being, but sometimes those little ideas end up becoming very, very very, very important later on. The famous story is that Bruce Springsteen had written a song, stuck it in a desk drawer, and about 5-10 years later, he ended up finding that again, and then he ended up making a hit out of that idea. So, it's and kind of just I highly recommend just keeping notes, and if something doesn't seem right now, definitely just feel free to go back to old notes and kind of inspire yourself.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, who are some of the musicians that you listen to?
I listen to, I'm always sifting when I listen to, but I listen to a lot of pop, hip hop, this guy Juice WRLD, who